Losing control doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't happen in one moment. It happens quietly, in small decisions, in daily habits, in thoughts you don't question. And by the time you notice, you're already far from where you wanted to be. Not because you're incapable, but because you didn't see the signs. Most men don't feel lost overnight. It builds slowly. You wake up tired, scroll your phone, delay the day. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow feels the same. You watch other people moving forward, careers growing, bodies improving, lives progressing, and you feel stuck. Not completely failing, just not moving. That's the worst part. You're not at rock bottom, so nothing forces you to change. You just exist in this middle space, comfortable, but dissatisfied. You overthink everything. Small decisions feel heavy. You replay conversations. You doubt your choices. You feel alone, even when you're around people, because no one really sees what's happening inside. And slowly, your confidence starts fading. Not all at once, just enough to make you hesitate, to second guess, to hold back. And that's how control slips away. Not through chaos, but through quiet neglect. The Stoics believe something simple. If you don't control your mind, something else will. Your emotions, your habits, your environment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." But most men live the opposite way. They let outside events control their inner state. A bad message ruins their mood. A rejection shakes their identity. A failure stops their momentum. And over time, they lose control without realizing it. Here are 7 psychological signs it's already happening. Sign 1, you avoid discomfort at all costs. You choose easy over necessary. You delay hard tasks. You escape pressure. Short-term relief, long-term weakness. Discomfort is where control is built. Avoid it long enough, and you lose the ability to face anything hard. Sign 2, you overthink simple decisions. Everything feels heavy. What if I fail? What if I choose wrong? So you hesitate. You delay action, and life moves. While you stay stuck in your head, clarity comes from action, not endless thinking. Sign 3, you depend on motivation. You wait to feel ready. You wait for energy. You wait for the right moment. But motivation is unstable. It comes and goes. Discipline doesn't. When you rely on motivation, you lose control of consistency. Sign 4, you react emotionally to everything. Someone criticizes you. It stays in your mind all day. Something goes wrong. Your mood collapses. You become reactive, unstable, easy to influence. And when your emotions control you, you're no longer in charge. Sign 5, you seek constant distraction. Silence feels uncomfortable, so you fill it. Scrolling, videos, noise, anything to avoid being alone with your thoughts. But distraction doesn't solve anything. It delays awareness, and awareness is where control begins. Sign 6, you break promises to yourself. I'll wake up early. I'll start today. I'll stay consistent. But you don't. And every time you break your word, your self-trust weakens. Without self-trust, you stop believing in your own discipline. Sign 7, you feel like life is happening to you. You blame circumstances, people, timing, luck. You feel like a passenger, not the driver. And once you adopt that mindset, you give away control completely. Seneca once said, "He who is not master of himself is a slave, not to chains, but to habits, to impulses, to emotions." And most men don't even realize they're trapped. Here's the shift. Control doesn't come back all at once. It returns in small decisions, daily actions, quiet discipline. Start with discomfort. Lean into it. Do the hard thing first. Train your mind to move toward resistance, not away from it. Then simplify your thinking. Stop analyzing everything. Make a decision. Act. Adjust later. Action builds confidence. Thinking alone destroys it. Next, detach from motivation. Create structure, routine, consistency, even when you don't feel like it, especially then. That's where control is rebuilt. Then manage your reactions. Pause before responding. Breathe. Observe. You don't have to react to everything. Silence is control. Calm is control. Next, reduce distractions. Sit in silence. Face your thoughts. Because clarity only comes when the noise stops. Then keep your word to yourself. Start small, but stay consistent. Because every promise kept rebuilds trust. And finally, take responsibility for everything. Not because it's always your fault, but because it's always your life. And when you take ownership, you take power back. This is how control returns. Not through motivation, not through sudden change, but through discipline repeated daily. Most men lose control slowly, not through failure, but through neglect. They ignore the signs, they delay action, they choose comfort, and one day, they wake up in a life they didn't choose. But you're different now, because you see it. The patterns, the behaviors, the quiet ways control slips away. And once you see it, you have a choice. Stay passive, or take control back. Not tomorrow, now. Because control isn't something you find. It's something you build, one decision at a time. You don't lose control in one moment. You lose it in the choices you refuse to take back.